Swell Garden friends, and welcome back to my Swell Garden. I'm always watching these YouTube channels and people have got these gorgeous green stalks that are self-watering and super heavy duty and last forever. One day. But I got a present from the Dollar Tree. I've got 3 stacks of 12 for a vertical garden. That is awesome. I've been watching some YouTube videos where people are putting posts through here to keep it really stable because they are kind of flimsy, and other little hacks where you can turn it into self-watering, and that could be something that I do in the future. But for now, like, I just can't wait till spring. And by that I mean I can't wait till spring. What have I got in my current inventory right now at the beginning of February that I can at least plant up one of these babies and enjoy it in the summer? Let's find out, shall we? This is cool. I have peanuts. I have always wanted to grow peanuts. We have a massive population of red squirrels and chipmunks, and they're very cute. But I would never be able to grow peanuts outside. I can grow them inside though, right? Peanuts planted. I have a frozen flat of strawberries in my garden shed. This is the runners that I removed at the end of the season from my new strawberry patch. Oh, what I wouldn't give for early strawberries. Okay, so here are the strawberries 24 hours later. They've thawed out in the sunroom. I was able to take off all that winter kill. Looks like I've got 21 strawberry plants here, so that's great. That's 7 tiers on the garden planter, so that's awesome. However, they are sopping wet. I don't know if you can see that. So I'm going to give them another day, because if I try to take them out when they're wet like that, they're just going to crumble and fall to pieces. So another 24 hours to move the strawberries out. So I've got 1 tier of strawberries, 2, 3 tiers, 4, 5 tiers of strawberries. This is awesome. Now, they did take on a little bit of damage when I was trying to transplant them. So if I do this, and I will do this next year, I will definitely do it in soil blocks. You can't have too many strawberries. Never have I ever said I have too many strawberries. Okay. So I guess we'll start off with these little basil seedlings from my trial with the little mini soil blocker. I'm going to leave some in here because it is a trial. I want to kind of see how long the plants can thrive in this little teeny tiny cell. So in the soil blocks, I've got this section of 8, and I did them with this soil blocker so that those little blocks fit right into my 2-inch blocks. This tool that I got for Christmas, I'm loving this right now. This is going to make this job so easy. Okay, so here we have on this side the basil sweet. Well, basil sweet is the first row. So I basically want 1 tier in the garden planter of each type of basil. Basil lettuce leaf. I'm going to grab a little bit of soil to top dress those. Yeah, I feel better about that. Now, it is quite a bit cooler in the sunroom than where I have had these inside in the kind of the foyer. So hopefully it doesn't get too cold in here for basil. I'll put it in a nice sunny window. And it has the lights. Help keep it warm. As always, I've got my vermiculite and cinnamon. I'm just going to give that a little sprinkle. There. That's beautiful, I think. So now it's just a waiting game. I want them to grow on a little bit to make them worthy of filling up that 3 6-inch pot section for my grow tower. Now these guys are going back inside, and it's going to be kind of interesting as well to see what grows faster. These guys in the sunroom where it's cooler, but with the grow lights, or these ones in the little cubes in the warm climate with the grow lights. So I definitely want some romaine for my garden planter. So rather than start seeds, I've got this romaine here. Hope you can see that okay. That I started like 3 weeks ago. Needed to be thinned anyway. So I just went through and I carefully plucked them out by the leaves, not by the stem, because it takes on less damage. And I've got these in the soil blockers here. This is the smaller soil blocker that I used for this one. It's like 3/4 inch deep and much more narrow. So those are good to go. I can put this guy back. So when I pulled them out gently by the leaves, that's what I'm working with. Looks pretty good. Now I'm just going to fill these guys in a little bit. Let's get him nicely nestled in. It's looking pretty good. Let's see how they recover after this brutal upbringing. So when I'm putting them from here into the tower planter, there will be no additional transplant shock. That's the joy of these soil blockers. Just pluck them up and pluck them in. Okay, there they are. So I've got them up on a little pedestal here to bring them up closer to the lights, which are on. These ones are on. Now it's just a waiting game. Come on, babies. Get big enough to be worthy of the garden tower. I have my overwintered rosemary. He can go in there. I want some oregano. I'm out of oregano seeds, but luckily I found some in the yard, collected those up. Getting some oregano in there. I have some frozen thyme also in my garden shed. Take some cuttings or root those up. They'll go nice in the garden tower. Well, golly, that's about all I've got. I guess it's time to plant more seeds. This tray is exclusively herbs for my garden tower. I've got anise. I love star anise. Dill bouquet. Simply rosemary. Parsley curly. Cilantro. Bronze fennel. Winter savory. Lavender. Green cotton lavender. Gotta have lots of lavender. Russian tarragon. Borage. Let's try some golden beets. Radishes. Rutabaga. Better put some comfrey in there for my homemade fertilizer. Celery tango. Bunching onions. That'll be tasty. First time for me growing Celtis greens. They'll have to get moved outside. I think they get quite large. Swiss chard kaleidoscope. Let's give this spinach a whirl. Last year, it wasn't great. This is my year. Lettuce butter crunch. Iceberg lettuce. Kale red boar. I'm going to put in some yellow alyssum, just for some cheerful sunny color. And lastly, these beautiful cool wave violet wing pansies. I love the pansies I grew from seed last year. The only problem was they weren't big enough. This year I start them earlier. Here it is, my tray of seedlings about to emerge to fill up my garden towers. I planted 4 of each of every one of the varieties that I just shared with you, with the exception of the pansies. I planted all 12 or maybe 10 seeds that I had of those, and I did a full block of alyssum. Here we grow again. Pansies definitely benefit from darkness germination, so I'm going to keep the whole tray covered for about a week or so. Well, that was a welcome distraction. It's little projects like this that keep me from starting my seeds too soon. I'm still 17 weeks till my last frost. It's too early. One more week and the planting begins. Gradually. I can't wait till spring. Thanks for watching. We'll see you in the next one. Now get growing.